Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another little 30-minute. I don't know what, my name is Celine and I am an educator for Janome Canada. I don't know what I did wrong, but when I turned my camera, I'm upside down. I don't know how I did this. I cannot come back. I guess you'll see something narrow. I'll try once, but no, not possible. So anyway, sorry about this. I don't know what happened. Anyway, the content, I hope it'll be good. And as usual, I will answer your question later after the presentation. Okay, so today we're supposed to talk, we will talk about leather, but sewing leather, but real leather. You see, this is on one side and on the other side. So do you think our Janome machine can sew real leather? Of course, of course it's going to be yes. If it's no, I wouldn't talk about it. Okay, so I'll turn the camera and I'm not happy about this, but I don't know how I did this. I need somebody to film. It'd be so much easier. I'll push this. Okay, so this is a purse I made. It's a pattern that I saw in France, and it is it's all leather, but real leather, but nice, huh? And this, you're supposed to hold your purse like this, you know. I'm all crooked, but this is the way you're supposed to hold your purse. So your machine has to be strong, huh, to sew this. Don't think this is a mistake here. You know, when you buy the skin, they hook it, and you buy it on a hook. So this is, I couldn't get rid of it, and I didn't want to spoil too much leather because it's pretty expensive, huh? So I didn't want to use too much leather to save a little bit of money. So it's there. I don't mind. I can maybe later put something, but I'll keep it this way. Okay. So to sew leather, any kind of leather, or in this family, well, you need to, I'll turn the camera. I'm telling you here, it's not, okay, so I need to change my needle plate. If I don't do this, my leather will stick and it'll sew at the same place all the time. When I say leather, I mean also simile leather. This is the real leather that I tried both sides. This is rubber. It's rubberish, you know. And this really on the right, and see, it doesn't slide. Okay. I mean also upholstering, you know, to cover some chairs and upholstery, I think that's the word. Okay. And sometimes they have like a special coated, and this will stick to your regular needle plate. So I left it out because I want you to see the difference between the two needle plate. Okay, the material is not the same, it is different. You want it to slide, and of course you need the foot. But sometimes you have no problem with this needle plate. You just need the right foot. You can also buy at Janome, you see well, you can also buy just the foot, okay? This is possible. So you have to be careful, huh? What kind of machine you have? 9mm, 7mm, 5mm, you have to be careful. Same thing for the Ultra Glide. This one is for M7 and M17. So you really have to go and see your dealer and make sure that you have the right needle plate and foot for your model of machine. Then, when you have this, and I'm really going on leather, pure leather. There's some thinner and some thicker. You need to change your needle, and this is, if your machine skips stitches with the regular needle, well, change it for the leather needle. And they have size. This one is size 16. It was okay for for my sample, but they have different size. And this one is from Janome. You see Janome logo over there? So that means it is from, organ needle, organ, okay? So you have to be, you can have something else, but Janome machine are really tested with organ needle, okay? But if you say, no, me, I have Schmetz, no, there's nobody around my house with organ needle. Well, Schmetz will fit also, no problem. And you can buy them different in different packages, you know, all size 80 or all size 90 or 100, or a mix like this, or the whole thing, the whole side, the whole package with the same needle. So when you have the needle plate, the foot, the needle, what's next? The thread. So here I'm not using regular sewing thread. I'm using a home deck thread, because when you do this type of work, you know, on leather, on rubber, or maybe, you know, a cover for your barbecue, maybe a cover your seat, your chair, maybe a tent, you know, name it, huh? We know we can sew, huh? So you need a real strong thread. You cannot use a regular thread, okay? So what I'm using, I'm using Wonderful home deck thread. And all the sample and the practice I did with everything is size 60, 60, 40, 30. So people think that if the number is high, the thread is stronger, thicker. No, it's the opposite. So size 30 is really thick and size 60 is thinner. But size 60 home deck is not the same size 60 regular sewing. Okay? So I test everything. The best thing is testing. Huh? So how do you test? Okay? I took very thick jean, if you can see, very thick, okay? So this is my sewing with a real thick thread, 30-30. 30 means 30 in the needle, 30 in the bobbin case. And I'm not using on a regular machine, I'm not using a different bobbin thread, the regular bobbin thread, okay? So here I did the sewing, 2 thicknesses, while here I did top stitching. So look at all the thicknesses, and the stitch is perfect. You know, thick denim is a good test, just to test, okay? The result with size 40, same sample. And then with size 60, you know, like here, it's like we don't see the thread enough, while here you see it, not because the color, you realize the thickness of the thread. So do you think those 3 thicknesses fits on any good Janome machine? I mean, when I say good, I don't mean there's some bad Janome machine, bad model. I mean, you know, if you buy a machine at $200, well, don't try this, okay? You need a decent machine. Most of the Janome machine you will be able to sew leather or these samples that I showed you. But you have to test before, okay? So let's say, just for fun, I'm gonna sew. What I have here on my sewing machine now is size 60, 60. 60 in the needle, 60 in the bobbin, regular bobbin. But we have to lengthen the stitch. When the fabric is thick, I don't want it to sew always at the same place, huh? And one thing, I try to use the needle threader with the 3 of them, not a problem at all. But I didn't use the thread cutter. I was too afraid to break my machine. You know what? This is my big toy, yeah? So I didn't want to break it, you see? Here we go. Then when it's finished, needle up, foot up, side thread cutter, and here's the sample. So like I said, it's size 30 and 30 at the back, okay? I did this for all these samples here. Everything you see, I did it. But because the purse is really thick, I switch machine. So I will turn the camera. To the HD9. I have version 2. And, well, it's another type of machine. Huh? So when it is really, you know, I want sew a barbecue thick leather on my nice M17. I'll be too afraid. But when you want to do this, this is the machine you need. And there is a big difference. This one is just a straight stitch. The machine doesn't do anything else than straight stitch. So there's no tack down, but you have the reverse. I'll move. You have reverse here. Okay, the lever for the lever. Thread cutter, I use it for size 30 and then 40, I'm afraid, but 60 for sure. No, 60 and 40, 60 sure, 40 I'm afraid, and 30 for sure not. It's too thick for the cutter. I don't want to, you know, you still have to be careful with your machine. On the machine, you have the speed control. You have an independent motor to make your bobbin, needle up, needle down. And what I did here, I didn't change my needle plate. I kept it. I only changed the foot, which is Ultra Glide foot for this machine. Okay, that was the regular foot here, but I didn't want the leather to stick on my machine, so I changed it. And also, this machine is thread on the side, so the needle threader, the needle eye is on the side. You don't thread your needle from the front to the back, to the side. Okay. So these are the needle that comes with the machine. The machine comes full equipped, huh? So they're coming. But if you have to buy more, this is the needle you need. So what I did my homework, okay, and I said, okay, because this is really, really thick, and it's all lined, but the lining is not very thick, okay? And if somebody wants to take it from me, well, they have my autograph. They can steal it from me, okay? So this is real thick leather. Here, here, and here. All leather. So, of course, I didn't do it with my CM17. But look what I found, what I have. This is pure leather, but look at the thickness of it. This is really thick. So I said, am I okay on my nice machine, my CM17? Maybe you don't see well. I'll use a thicker pen. CM17, I did the seam, but I have one single layer, and this is real pure leather. So I'll turn around, you'll laugh for sure. This is from France, okay? And when we go to that restaurant, this is the menu they give us. So we choose from the menu, and this is pure leather. We eat the meat, they give us the skin. And I brought back 3-4 like to test my machine. And when they give it to us, when it's obsolete, it's no good, they change the menu or something. So I said, okay, this is perfect to test this machine. Okay, CM17. You see, my thread is in the skin. Oh, look, size 60, because this is size, no, this is size 60. This also is size 60, a bit thicker 40, and a lot thicker 30. Okay, so you see, of course we have to lengthen the stitch. So I did 4 stitch length, 5 and 6. And here on my CM17, I did the stitch length at 5, okay? But you can see the difference, I hope. Maybe, yeah, I think the camera is good. Okay. And at the back, you see, I wrote 2 numbers. So this is my needle and this is my bobbin. Needle, bobbin, needle, bobbin. So if I look, I have size 60 the thin thread at the back for all of them. So you test, okay? You test on your jean, you test a little leftover. Then I said to myself, oh yeah, that's okay. But when I sew, I don't sew one thickness at the time. So I pushed my machine. I took 2 layers of this menu, leather menu, okay? And this is what I use. No, I'm upside down. 60 in the needle, 60 in the bobbin, length 4, stitch length, 30, bobbin, needle and bobbin, 40. So this time I match it, and I used, I'll move the camera, because this machine takes extra large bobbin, metal bobbin, extra large. So I want to use the same color. If I don't, when I do my sample, if I don't use the same color, it's like you're not sure the difference. I like the same color, that then I realize and I can see very well the difference. So 60, whoops. Oh, maybe you don't see well. I'm not used to this, the camera this way. 60, 30, and what's on my machine now is 40. So maybe you're gonna say to me, why, Celine, how come you have those bobbins here? How come you have this clear bobbin? They don't fit into the machine. No, I know, okay? So I transfer the leftover on my, or the thread I have, because I have only 5 bobbin. So when I want to use a specific color like this here, I transfer on my blue bobbin. This is the way I remember. So I transfer my thread on the bobbin, and I keep it in the same, in this little case here. That doesn't come with the machine. I think it's H.A. Kid who Fabricland who's selling these things, okay? So I just transfer because I have only 5 bobbin and it was back order, and okay. And then I said to myself, okay, I'm going to try on 2 thicknesses. Of course, my machine will do it. If you make a mistake, if something is wrong, you rip the thread, but you end up with holes, okay? And why do you have to rip it off? What happened here? 30. No, I'm 60. This is what I want to do. Okay. Look at this. And why is this? Misthread. The only reason is I misthread my top and bobbin. Somewhere I misthread it. Okay? So I want to show you two thicknesses together on two thicknesses of, hey, look at how heavy it is. Okay? So size, I don't say size, I should say weight for the thread. I'm turning my camera. And as usual, I follow the instruction how to thread the machine. Huh? Always, yeah, I'm okay here. Okay, so do you always put your instruction book beside your machine? Not always, huh? And you know, we have our tools and we're sewing. So look what Janome did. Maybe if I do this, oh yes. Okay, so you see, this is darker than that one. So thin thread, thick thread. The threading path is different. You see here, it's not at the same place here. So when it's really thick, you thread this way, and when it's thinner, that way. And you'll see here, very thick. Hold on. Oh, okay, very thick, 30 and 40 medium and 60. And the thread is 100% polyester, but multi-strand. Okay, so same thing. I thread like this image here, and like your sewing machine, in a thread holder on the side. Okay, I'm moving this, I hope. Okay, and then this machine doesn't have, I'm here because I have 60-60. So this machine, you have to put your foot down with the lever at the back. That's number one. And also, you don't have a start-stop button. You have to use the foot control. So you have two choices to put your foot down. One is the lever, and the other one is the knee lifter, because the machine it comes with the knee lifter. And I don't have a lock stitch button, but I have a reverse button, but wide. Look how wide it is. So it's like, you know, when you work in, I never, but I saw in the shop, you know, in those, should I say sweatshop, they have the reverse here. And while I'm there, this is where you should put your knee lifter. Okay, then I'm going to do reverse now. Oops. Okay, my foot is down. Okay, and I didn't change the needle. There's no need. Whoop, I must have pressed the button. Okay, I'm sewing. And I'm going to do reverse. Okay, it is a thin thread, thinner than the others. So I'll use my thread cutter. That's it, finito. And as usual, you know, you keep your thread under the foot in the thread holder on the side. Okay, so this is the sewing you have to do. I want to show you, I want to show you. If you do sew a lot of leather, something, did I show you the seam? I think so, huh? I'm not sure what I did anymore. Okay, so if you do a lot of sewing with, let me shrink my screen. Okay, if you do a lot of sewing of leather, if you sew a lot of leather, gee, my English is, It's like my tongue doesn't turn the right way in my mouth. So leather kit, that is optional accessories, heavy duty accessories for HD. So we like Janome previously had other model, you know, 1600, 1600p, HD9 first version. You know, HD9 comes in two color, or white or black. So if you really do sell a lot of leather, this is an optional kit that it can be really helpful to you. So roller leather foot, ultra glide foot, which I have here, adjustable zipper foot, and your needle, extra needle. So let me show this to you. So this is you know, the ultra glide foot. This is the zipper foot that goes to left or right of your needle. This one, it's on there. The needle. And, that big HD roller foot. Oh, this is just wonderful for sewing and top stitching also. When the fabric is thick, or if you put a piping, but a real thick piping. So I'm sure that you have more than you know what, I forgot what I want to say. Okay, so this is the kit that you have to that you can buy. And oh yeah, I'd like to add that this foot fits on sewing machine also. Maybe you don't see well, 9mm and 7mm high shank. It's a high shank machine. When you use that footer, you don't go full speed. This one goes to 1600 stitch a minute. Okay. If you notice, on my leather, I didn't change this here, and it slides without a problem. Okay. So this is a good, another good thing. Maybe one day you'll have a fabric that won't be easy to go at the back. You'll see. Another thing that this machine has is the pressure foot here. This is your pressure foot that you adjust with this this button. More pressure, less pressure. Okay. So it's just a straight stitch machine, but so powerful. So if you ask me, is this stronger than CM17? Well, it's two different categories, really. So the other one is such a high-tech machine, while this one is professional machine. So if you really have heavy-duty work, that's the toy. Okay, so I'll turn the camera. Okay, and for the last time, I'll show you the purse, the hand purse. And you see, when you go out, you hold your purse like this. Okay, and that's it. So I hope you learned a few little things. The thread is, I use Wonderful thread. If you notice in my school, everything is Wonderful, okay? So Wonderful Home Deck. Google it and you'll see. They have 20 different color, but 20 different color in size, in weight. We say weight for the thread. Weight 60, 20 color, weight 40, and 20 color, weight 30. Same colors. So it depends what you want to create. If you want to top stitching, and you will see the reverse, it's always the same thing, top and bobbin. If you just want to sew, well, it's your choice. You have to make your samples, and you test yourself, okay? You believe Celine a little bit, but you make your own test. That's even better. Okay, so I'm saying goodbye. Oh, right on time. Oof, perfect. Janome will be happy. I'm saying see you next week, everybody. Have a good sewing week. Bye-bye.